All right, Shalom Yasharala, let's get it. Kwam Yasharala, I pray to God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Barawak Lakam, bless you all. It's your brother Isaiah Yasharala, all right, also known as Crumworm in the Hebrew, also known as Charawatazaya Ban Yasharala. Call it what you want. Just don't call me one that don't believe in the Most High. Feel me? Because belly. So we got some crazy stuff going on, man. You know. Let me see if I can fix this light. I like that light better. Let's see if I can get it to look good. There we go. I like that light better. I like that lighting a lot better. That actually helps my eyes, I think. So we're gonna get to it. So I'm gonna start off with sharing some stuff that I know. I want to show y'all something. You might not know this. You might know this. All right, put a 7 in the room if you can hear this, okay? All right. I want to make sure that those that are watching, they not only can hear me, but you'll be able to see what we'll be doing, okay? So we're going to be screen sharing, and we're going to be screen sharing a lot of information. So let me see, make sure my phone is charged up. Oh, no, where's my charger cord? Nope, that's that one. And this is my mouse. All right. Give me 1 second. I need to go and get a charger cord. And matter of fact, I can do that in a moment. It'll be all right. So I want to send out, make sure if you're watching this, you send out, you know what I'm saying, you invite, you get others to share. And the reason being is because we want to make those aware. All right. We want to make those aware of what's going on. We want to make those aware of what we're seeing happen around the world. All right. So I'm going to start a screen share real quick and we'll get started. All right. So presets, share screen. All right. So you should be able to see this screen right here. All right. And this screen is from Earth Share. All right. From Earth Share. And from the Earth Share website, you can watch the sightings of the chariots that's happening around the world. Now, the reason why you want to keep up with that is because what we're seeing is something that we've never seen before. All right, I'm going to play a report of the Pentagon, okay? And I want you to hear some of the keywords that the Pentagon says. All right, we have that lined up, but we're also going to play a few other videos that show some very strange events, okay? There's strange events that's going on around the world, and we're going to get started with this first one. Now, this first strange event, it's very troubling to me because I have a sister who I love her, man. I love her very much, man. And, you know, she has what I thought was kind of like a funny fear. Hey, Shalom, put a 7 in the room if the volume is fine. All right. Put a 3 in the room if I need to adjust it. So the sister has a phobia of squirrels. Now, the funny part about this, and the most helpful thing that you can do with watching is you can share out to others. All right. That's the biggest thing I need you to do is share all the way down. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Okay. So with that being said, this sister has a fear of squirrels. And I thought it was personally funny. I was like, man, squirrels, ha, ha, ha. Squirrels, you scared of squirrels? Squirrels, whoopie, whoopie, woo. Them just little squirrels. All they do is they little squirrel thing. You know the old saying, I'm just a squirrel in the world trying to get it. That. Well, here's the scary part. Before we share this video, and I'm hoping that you all can see that. I mean, can you see the title? Squirrels recorded hunting, killing, and eating voles for the first time. Before we share this video, I want you all to share out. Before I play this, all praise, shalom, shalom. Hey, Lone Wolf and shalom. Hey, I need you to share this out because I've been dropping bombs on what the Father's been giving me. I'm so disappointed. I don't know why. I don't know why GMS is not speaking on this. Let me show y'all something real quick. All right, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all an image. All right. All right. So of course that's us blowing the shofar. Ezekiel chapter 33 tells us to warn the people. We are to be watchmen. All right, and warn the people. Now look at this. Y'all see that image? The image is fly, ain't it? That image was made by GMS, Greater Millstone. All praise. Zion Warren, all praise. Blessed. That's Zion, man. Shalom, King. All praise. Jah bless, man. All praise. Yabarakakaya, Abashama Shekau Shah, Rastafari bless, man. Jah bless. Hey, man, I love you, man. You brothers are continuing consistent in your ministry. Keep going. There's some Israelites that's a part of the Nyabingi community. I already spoke to you about them that are here in Cincinnati. I need to connect you with Brother Ross Dredd, Brother Mo, some other elders. So salute to you, elder. All praise, Shabbat Shalom. You have to teach me how to say Shabbat Shalom in Swahili, okay? Because the brothers that said the contract speak while Swahili. Let me put my face up here so you can see me, so everybody can see me for now. But I'm gonna come back to that image. Keep in mind the image I was playing. I'm giving a salute to our Rastafarian community that are Israelites, Rastafarian Israelite community. The brother Zion Warren, you see his name up here. All right, it's Lone Wolf and Lion Cub. Him and his prince, his bond. All right, these brothers are excellent. You hear me saying it? Excellent. All right, who am I though? They're excellent in teaching the Torah and the Rasta community and culture hand in hand. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to learn that salute. Sinbat salam, Sinbat salam in Aramaic. Sinbat salam. I pray I said that right. All right, Sinbat salam. All right. So to get back to this real quick, make sure y'all share out. It's very important that you do. Let me get back to y'all. Know me. I'm visual. All right. I'm a very visual. I'm special ed. That's really what it is. So I'm special ed. That's really what it is. So this image right here was made by Greater Millstone, the school, the Israelite school, Greater Millstone. All praise to Allah for that, King. Greater Millstone. They have so many. Y'all see this image up in my top corner? Guess who made that? Greater Millstone. Look at this image in the top corner of the Black Messiah that's documented in the Bible in various places. If you watch, and I see that you watch, I'm so grateful that this numbers of sharing. I won't be going over any of my own old past information or personal issues. This is all about the truth and the gospel. I personally believe Christ is coming back sooner than what we think and sooner than what we know. I think Israelite schools and elders are dropping the ball, or they're strategically waiting to speak up. I don't know what's going on, but I have to tell y'all, what's going on around the world is terrifying, and it's a reason for us to rejoice at the same time. The Israelite school, Greater Millstone, GMS made this image. They make these powerful, beautiful imagery of Christ coming back and black men ruling the world again, and the culture being back in place how it used to be before we were sold into captivity and slavery, which I'm not afraid to say in front of anybody, because if you know any history, if you know any antiquities, you know it's only been a recent time frame that the European Caucasian race has been running the world. It's only been a small time frame that the Arabs have been running the world in their position. Well, they've actually had a long-standing relationship since they're the children of Abraham, but I'm only referring to the wars and stuff as such. So as far as the Europeans ruling the world in this short time frame, thank y'all. I'm so grateful to see this number climbing. Make sure y'all share this out, because we got so much to talk about, so much to share. It's the Shabbat day, but I'm going to be talking about these chariots, okay? The point of saying such is to say this right here. Greater Millstone, who makes this amazing art, I am right now demanding from Greater Millstone to start speaking on these chariots, because I remember seeing these Negroes on the corners with their raggedy garments. Talk about, you niggas going to hell, man. You niggas wicked, man. You know the chariots of God gonna come down from the sky, man. There's gonna be a black man coming from heaven. He gonna crack the sky, man. He gonna kill 2/3 of you wicked niggas, man. You know what I'm saying, man? And you know what? And you know what else we gonna do? You know what else we gonna do? When them chariots crack the sky, we gonna take y'all. I remember GMS talking about these chariots coming, and now there's all type of UFOs and chariots and AEPs and UAEPs and daggone Darkwing Duck. Negro, there are Darkwing Duck shaped vehicles flying in the sky. And I don't see no Israelite schools. No, I don't see none of them going full-fledged hard. You want to talk about Esau being a white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of? I know that. I don't know this part, though. And let me rephrase that. I actually do know this part. I don't know why you Negroes ain't talking about it. Not only are we in the holy convocation time frame of Pesach, of the Feast of Tabernacles, of the dedication of lights. See, not only are we in the time frame when the mother and her 7 sons were brutally murdered, and we see Israelites being murdered every day. It's so normal that y'all don't even talk about it no more. Well, let me give y'all something to talk about real quick. Squirrels are now carnivorous. So it's not just, because if the scripture says a faithless generation desireth after a sign. These huge lights ain't enough sign for y'all. I'm demanding answers from Mashra Yashala. Where art thou? These Negroes had all the ante up and the due diligence and the investigation to do the investigating to bring out speech and judgment in 2-3 weeks. And it's been 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. That not military drones, because guess what, my super smart military friends and brothers? Guess what? Every government every government on the planet that has a seat on the UN has said these are not our vehicles. These are not our drones. They keep using past and code words like foreign entity. But you got blue-collared Negroes that are really still John Hancock white boys from the inside out. They ain't really converted. I can tell you ain't converted because you don't know how to read between the lines and read the signs. The government is using keywords such as saying they are not insidious. Oh, wait, I apologize. They are not. What's the word they use? They're not malicious, but they're not. Does anybody remember the word that they kept using? All right, Shalom. I appreciate your comments. All praise the Most High. Shabbat Shalom. Please don't just stand here and watch me. Share this out. I don't want you to just sit here and stare at me. Share. If you're not sharing out, you're not helping. You may be helping yourself, but you need to be helping others. If you don't know how to say it, I might know how to say it. So I won't be using the appropriate speech. I just rebuked the brother for using hella appropriate speech. He was using so much appropriate speech. I told him he was making me sick. He was making me sad. And then he said he wasn't going to stop doing it. I said, oh, man, I must have really upset my mama when I didn't stop doing it. So I won't be using the appropriate speech because it's a bigger matter. The bigger matter is that Christ is coming back sooner than what we thought. Negroes have been missing the gospel. We've been missing the gospel. We've been lost statute commandments, judgments. We've been Torah portion. And that's true. That's true. We've been missing the gospel part. We've been missing the part about Yahushua, Jesus Christ, who the world ignorantly sometimes accidentally calls Jesus Christ. We've been missing the part about his coming and how quick it is, how quick it was, and how quick it's now looking like it may be. You Negroes is so scared that y'all petrified to even think about it. Y'all too scared to even consider it. And I talk to people, and I talk to them, and and I'm outside. And you know who's saying that it's the judgment day? Y'all know who's saying it's the rapture? Y'all know who's saying it's the last days? The old people. The old ones. The old ones. And you young TikTok and Negroes get on my nerves because you got the babies in front of you. And I had the babies in front of me, and I said things I shouldn't have said in front of the babies, in front of the men's wives, ribs, all that good stuff. Woo. I said, I apologize. So luckily, I was in my bag. I was in my feelings, but rightfully, justfully so. In my perspective, everything out my family, my mashpacha, my community, my friends, my family, everything in the moment, my heartbeat, my father, my everything. Woo. Oh, okay, I got my bag, but Joseph did better than me. And certainly I am no Joseph. So that was that cause. But this is something else. So let's speak differently. The biggest thing you can do right now is help share out. In case you missed what I said earlier, squirrels are now carnivorous. Yes, you heard me right. Squirrels are now carnivorous. If you're watching, don't watch me just to watch me. Please watch me to share out, because y'all know when I get to going it's from the Most High. All right, this is all freestyle and none stuff be scripted. All right, and it be hidden. The stuff be on point. Look at this. You know what that is? Look at this. Congratulations. Welcome to the last days. Welcome to the last days. You thought it was just the lights over New Jersey. You thought it was just the drones that the people have been so disappointed how Yasha, who got these Negroes silent? Why are they quiet? So let me show you this real quick video. In case you haven't known, in case you weren't hip, the title of this video says, squirrels recorded hunting, killing, and eating voles for the first time. Do you think it's a coincidence right now that birds are migrating north? Do you think it's a coincidence that they are chariots of God? If you're not going to call them chariots of God, don't worry. I got other options for you. Don't worry. Either AI, boom, super advanced, and it's Terminator Judgment Day. Either it's Terminator Day and the AI advanced that quick. That's one option. Either it can't be the government. So let's eradicate the government, because the government took themselves out of it for all you smart military guys. The government said it's not us for all you super smart Hebrew Israelites who believe in the government more than you believe in the Bible. The Lord is coming. So it's not the government. So either AI has super advanced and now it's Judgment Day by Terminator Day standards. Or it could be the Lemurians, because government's not in it. It could be the people from Atlantis, which is the Lemurians, Atlantis. It could be the Anunnaki. It could be what's another? It could be Planet Project Bluebeam. It could be the approaching of Nibiru, Planet X. You don't think we thought about these things? They don't think we've covered these things? We haven't considered these things? Each one of these theories have an ending and determining point, and it always goes back to God. Who got you, Negro, silent? I know why I was quiet. Why is y'all quiet? So now, squirrels are carnivorous. This says 2024 vole hunting. Novel predatory and carnivorous behavior by California ground squirrels. Let's learn about California ground squirrels. What are California ground squirrels' diets? California ground squirrels have typically been considered herbivores or granivores, eating mostly plants, grains, plant seeds. The new findings offer the first documentation of the species preying on live vertebrates, underscoring its ability to respond to changes in the ecosystem. Now, this last part, that's added. We have a problem. This is California, ABC 7 News. For the first time, scientist says, let's see if we got a date on this. Can y'all see this? Let's see the screen. All right. We're going to start here, and we're going to start with some reading. I want you all to see this. If you thought it was just the strange lights, we do this for the truth. We don't do this for the views, okay? I would like for people to see it, because this information is real, and it's not like, oh God, I'm cramming to get all this information. And no, it's being flooded upon me. I get a moment to sit down and eat, and then I feel bad about eating because there's so much information that our elders are not saying. It's so much world of revelations, prophecies happening that Yasha Allah, I guess they're done playing church. I'm waiting for my Zaquanium to speak up. And the problem is that these prophecies are happening quicker than we can say them. San Francisco, traditionally known for stuffing their cheeks with nuts, squirrels can be carnivorous. Thoughts recorded instances of the rodents and hunting and killing other live vertebrates are rare. Excuse me, with few species known to have done so. Now, scientists have found unprecedented evidence of other types of another type of squirrel exhibiting carnivorous behavior, including hunting, killing, and eating voles, according to a new study. Do you know how scary it would be if squirrels jumped on your face in real life? See, they made jokes about it in movies because everybody knows squirrels eat nuts. But the problem is that the Bible says God has an army. You must have been thinking about just soldiers and people, but birds, insects, squirrels, cryptoids, sea monsters. The Most High has an army. And the same plagues that he did to Egypt, he's going to do to the place where the children of Israel were taken into captivity. If you have not been paying attention, the lights that have been going on around the world have been coming out of the ocean in the same points of the transatlantic slave trade. I have no problem saying that, because when you go and look it up, you can then start teaching on it and then pretend that you knew it first. And then you can also be like, wow, I guess that guy was off. So these things are happening and they're in front of us. It's real. And I don't know how to tell you any clearer than this. If I have offended you, I would like to publicly, throughout the worldview, apologize. I'm pretty sure I'm going to offend you again. I'll try not to do it as purposefully, but I'll ask that people also try not to offend me. Or if you found out you offend me, address me and don't leave me with unresolved issues, because therefore, how could I repent if you won't talk to me? It's very cowardly, in my opinion. And then to come back and try to boomerang lessons at me, that's an offense. So, no, that's not how we should behave. I want to apologize because I personally believe that we're closer to Christ coming and the last days, judgment day, Armageddon, the rapture, whatever you want to call it. Our grandparents knew about it, and our grandparents have never seen what we're seeing today. So there are no drones in the skies right now in New Jersey. Let me tell you why. Because the United Snakes of America outlawed you to fly drones right now. President Biden, which is the current president of the United Snakes of America, President Biden made it illegal for anyone to operate handheld operated drones. Anybody. If you do, you will be seen by the Men in Black, by the FBI, by the FCC, by the NBC, if you can think of any of the government officials, you will be going to jail if you fly a toy drone. So therefore, President Biden has specifically told you all, these are not our items. With all of these things happening, animals that are herbivores have now become hunters and killers. If this doesn't bother you, I don't know what would. You're extremely desensitized. The research published Wednesday in the Journal of Ethology is part of a long-term behavioral ecology of California ground squirrels project at Bryan I have no idea how to pronounce that. But watch this. If you ever get stuck on pronouncing the word, go to Google, you post it, and then you put pronounce. And then you can learn how to pronounce the word. You can also do this with other languages. So I'll literally do this. I have to, because I'm not just about to be like blah and just keep it pushing. All right, so give me a second. Let's learn how to pronounce this word real quick. Browns. Brines? Brines?
Pronouncenames.com.
Briones.
Briones. Briones.
Briones.
Okay, well, these things are called briones. So briones. So now I got to learn what is a briones.
Do we have the correct pronunciation of your name?
Uh-huh. Thank you so much for that. Briones. So the teacher in me, the student in me won't let me continue forward without properly understanding. And I appreciate, my mother, she taught me how to study. All right, so briones, all right, is what we're looking at. All right, so Let's go back to that page. Where were we at? I lost the page. Oh no. Oh no, I lost my page. Okay. Wait, that's the parallax. Okay. Oh no, I lost the page. All right, bear with me, everybody. Where were we? Mice, squirrels, squirrels eating people. There we go. Briones. All right, here we go, everybody. All right, Squirrels Project at Briones Regional Park in Contra Costa Country. The project examines how California ground squirrels native to the state's grasslands adapt to their behavior in response to environmental changes. In this case, an increase in their local vole population. Let's go down to the highlighted part. California ground squirrels have typically been considered herbivores, granivores, eating mostly plant seeds. The new findings offer the first documentation of the species actively preying on other vertebrates. Let's look at this real quick. We're going to check out the video. There are not only strange things going on around the world, we also have the constant viewing. This hasn't ever happened. There's a constant viewing called EarthShare. Okay, excuse me, earthcam.com. This is earthcam.com. Here's the website, the link. If you go to earthcam.com, they will literally show you live videos around the world. All right, so you can either go to the website or you can go to earthcam.com, and it'll take you to, active viewings to where people are viewing these chariots. So let's go to this real quick with the vole squirrels, which are now become predatory. Let's look at this. All right, in 2024, parts of California experienced an unusual peak in numbers of California voles. An unusual peak. So wait a minute. So all of a sudden, we have the world shifting, we have the poles changing, we have voles popping up in strange places, and then all of a sudden, in the 12th, excuse me, let's get this real quick. All right, in the 12th year of the long-term study of the behavioral ecology of California ground squirrels, the Voles Regional Park in California documents the emergence of the widespread occurrence of voles hunting this primary. Let's see, it obviously, you see it. Let me pause real quick. I'm gonna run it back just a little bit. At the same time that we have these chariots popping up around the world, we also have carnivorous squirrels now. Now, this isn't the only occurrence. I've been looking into this. You had a case in the UK where a pack of squirrels attacked a dog, ate the dog's intestines, and continued to eat the dogs until people shooed them away. When the people came, the squirrels were aggressive. So this is a problem. If we're not talking about this, then not only could your dog be next, but possibly we could be victims of the Most High's army that's coming. People aren't teaching this enough. Israelites aren't talking about it enough. There's a such thing that's called the Feast of the Lord. If you don't know about the Feast of the Lord, it's when the Most High is going to use birds to kill people. Unfortunately, birds are already starting to behave in strange patterns, and there's creatures, not only birds, but what people call cryptoids are starting to come out of nowhere. Forgive me if I sound a little bit off. I've been on the Isle of Patmos for a little bit of time, and it's kind of wonky over here. So with that being said, if you've ever heard of skinwalkers, these things are now public. They're not CGI. These are now affrighted events that are happening around the world, including squirrels becoming carnivorous. All of you women who have been afraid of squirrels running up your dresses, it thought it got away. Did y'all see that? That mug thought it got away. That squirrels don't do this. That's the problem. See, I would make it funny if it was, but it's not. That mug thought it got away. Let's see another. There it go. See, you've never seen squirrels behave like this. That's not normal. It's viciously attacking it with its front claws and its teeth. Here we go. This is not even round 2. This is another encounter. Oh, it's over with. Oh, it's over. Oh no. See this, huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, we have another encounter? Yeah. So the problem here, Israel, is that the Father warned us about these things. So Matthew chapter 24, yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real. So we have a problem. So we got a problem, Yasharala. Not only are we seeing scores of lights of vehicles and vessels that are in the sky, our elders are officially silent. I don't know what that's about. I would like it if y'all spoke up. Talk about me. Talk about anything. Talk about these chariots in the sky. I can start calling names of who I would like to speak, but I would like them to speak up before I start calling their names. GMS, Greater Millstone, you all make amazing art about Black Jesus, about chariots and UFOs in the Bible. Are you now afraid that you can't prove your point? Or now, GMS, do you think that your artwork is going to be contradicted because it's not what you said the Bible said it's going to be? Or GMS, are you going to stand on your artwork? Do you really believe that? If you do, why is not every single GMS Negro in their raggedy garments on every single street corner where all of these chariots are? Why isn't IUIC outside by the thousands in their garments where these chariots are pointing at the sky with their Bibles open? Why isn't Mashra Yashar Allah standing outside doing a unity camp where these chariots are reading the Bible? Because you Negroes are afraid. You're afraid that you're going to be wrong. You're afraid that it's not going to be the prophecy that you thought it was going to be. And in a couple years, these lights are going to go away and y'all are going to be called clowns and hypocrites. You're afraid. You're cowards. And if you're not, prove me wrong. Right now, we have an abominable world. And President Biden said that the things that are in the sky are not abominable. So what that means is the things that are in the sky won't be coming into contact with this dirty, filthy earth. That's how I'm taking that up. We got more reports every hour from the underground press, every minute from the underground press of creatures coming out of the woods, coming out of being on top of people's houses, of creatures, shadows, moving and taking form, finally recorded in high definition. It's nice over here on the Isle of Patmos. I get to see things that outside of the Israelite community don't look at. This is a bad thing with squirrels killing animals now. This is absolutely terrifying because this means that they now have permission to do what God said they couldn't do before. The chariots that are in the sky now have permission to do things that God said they didn't have permission to do before. The sea life. I would like to show y'all large crabs that are bigger than trash cans. Coconut crabs and monsters that are being found, not dead, but alive. These are the type of things I look at while I read the Bible because these things have to happen. That's not normal. I hope you see what you see, and I hope that you consider it. My stance is that Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus Christ, is now coming back. I'm going to take this clip. I'm not saying he's coming back right now today. I'm not that foolish. I'm not that foolish to say he's coming back right now. All right. What I will say is this right here. All right. What I will say is this right here. Every sign that the Bible prophesied is what we're seeing. So I'm going to read one scripture. I'm going to cut this video. My videos keep getting cut. They keep getting clipped. If you watch this video, if you liked it, just subscribe, share, like, do the doodaddles, because we got to get this information out, because our elders and our peers, in my personal opinion, are failing us with providing up-to-date information. I have absolutely no interest in being anything that people like all of them. I just care about the truth. All right. And I also care that people aren't being fed the truth enough. So I'm going to have to cut this video because I just got a notification on my end that there's a certain part of my video that was clipped. So someone told me that the sound went out. All right. Somebody told me that the sound went out, and I want to make sure it doesn't. If you can still hear me, put a 7 in the room and I won't stop the video. If you can't hear me, put a 3 in here. If you can hear me, put a 7. All right. All right. If you can't hear me, put a 3 in the room. Put a 3. All right. All right. So let me know what the sound is like. Hey, Shalom, man. Okay, so it's all good. Okay, all praise. That's all I need to know, man. All praise. So I'm gonna get to this next clip. Okay, all praise. So I don't know Shalom Amazakwan. So I don't know what the cutoff if it was Facebook or YouTube. We're gonna get back to it. So we have a few problems. All right. And one of the problems is that not only are these prophecies happening quicker than we can report them, the other problem is that the elders, judges, the officers, they're not blowing the trumpets. They're not blowing the shofars. They're not on the street corners. They're not doing what we should be doing. And if I'm just one person that's thinking this, and if I'm wrong, let me be wrong. If I'm wrong, y'all, in 20 years, say I was wrong, but at least I didn't tell you wrong. I didn't tell you to do nothing wrong. Worst case scenario, I'm telling you to prepare for your Hawashai's coming. Let's go to this video real quick. I'm gonna take y'all to my personal library. Okay, so this is my little YouTube library over here. Okay, this is what I've been checking out and watching lately. Now we have to be careful with a lot of this information, okay? Because some of this information you really got to dig through it, and you got to be like, this guy, he does great videos. We're gonna do some stuff from his channel called James LaFleur channel. The Pentagon is ridiculous and funny. This little thing right here that says live, this is just a sticker. When this briefing, I praise the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When this briefing came on, I think it was maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I woke up. When I woke up, the actual briefing was happening. And this is how the government does it. They will have the briefing, but you don't see the whole briefing if you're not there on time. If you're not woke when that briefing happens, when it ends, you didn't get all the information. You're going to get the information, and then they cut it, and then they loop it. And then it plays it again. It's cut, and it's loop. But everybody that was woke, we get to hear the whole briefing. Well, guess what? I like listening to lectures. My mama used to make me sit at the table and fill out job applications when I had too much energy. So therefore, I like to listen to lectures at my age now. So when I listen to the government, and when I listen to my friends and family that's in the military, and I can look at them and say, you lying. Either you lying, brother, you lying, sister, or you're misinformed, or you believe your government too much, because the government told us that these are not theirs. I'm going to get back to this. So this is a very good one. So this is my little personal library. Nice little songs. All right. Government shutdown. First, I want to show y'all some hoax videos. Okay. I don't think that I think that anybody can be deceived. I think that anybody can be tricked. I think that anybody can have, I think that anybody can have the wool pulled over their eyes considering the right circumstance. I want to tell y'all right now, if you see a video like this video is 1200% fake. You should be able to have the spirit of discernment. You should be able to have the spirit of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to tell you that is the Starship SSS. I recognize that from when I was 16. Me and my friends, that's Star Wars, Star Trek. So you should have the spirit of discernment to be able to say, wait a minute, something's wrong with this. It's too clear of a sky. There's nothing else in the sky. Everything is too crystal clear. There's no birds, even if there was, it's too automated. This is not a real chariot. This is a very well done video. Now, let me show you all how we know. I want to show you all just a couple more. We're going to go to this gentleman's page. Now, this is the person's page. I hope that you all can see this. Okay. All right. I'm going to make this page bigger because my head is big enough. All right. So check this out. So Iceman_Fox1. Iceman_Fox1 has a passion for airplanes. Something that Mazaquan or jets. Something that Mazaquan told me. He told me, research what you researching. And my mother, she told me to study what you studying. Right. So Iceman has a passion for airplanes. So when you go down to his timeline, this is 6 months ago. Well, 6 months ago, we were not experiencing what we're experiencing right now. Are you Negroes asleep? Have y'all not seen the movie V? Y'all don't remember the movie V from 1984, 86, where the chariots came down, the visitors came down, and they was above the sky for a long time, and people was freaking out at first. And then over time, everything just got normal and lackadaisical, and the government started working with people, and everything was okay. Y'all forgot about that. I didn't. Did you forget about the movie They Live, where you put the glasses on and you could actually see the truth, and everybody else is being docile? Y'all being docile. You don't have your glasses on. You don't got your spiritual glasses on. Y'all don't see. But are you too afraid to say what it really might be? I'm not. See, I've been called everything. So I don't mind being called to bug out 2 or 3, 4, 5 more times. It's the rapture. It's the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of Armageddon. It's the beginning of the coming of Christ. It's the beginning of the last days. It's the beginning of Judgment Day. I don't care what you want to call it. What if hypothetically, let's just play around. What if hypothetically this was the beginning of the first gathering? What if these chariots were sent to gather the ones who the Most High will be taking with him? And hypothetically, those of us who miss it have to suffer the rest of the plagues mentioned in Revelation chapter 9. I'm just thinking thoughts. Y'all not giving me nothing to go off of. My government is officially silent. So let's go with what the Bible says. 6 months ago, we weren't experiencing this. Iceman, look at his videos. All right. You have Air Force One, Scrambler 2, Air Force Scrambler, Russian Skoho jet fighter. All right. Come forward. Russian Su-27. Y'all see his pattern? You see the pattern? You see the pattern? And then you come forward a little bit 3 months ago. That's getting rid of roughly 4 weeks. That's roughly 4 weeks, right? That's around the time frame that we were saying it's around Tabernacle. Who the Father, he was been showing it. But around 4 weeks, his video pattern changed. And now all of a sudden, he got Starship Enterprise, and he got UFO military jets, and he got whoopty-whoopty-woo. And this Negro, whoever he is, had the audacity to catch my attention with one of the wackest videos I have ever seen to try to emulate a chariot of God. I seen this video and I got upset. This is the video right here. So when I tell y'all we got to watch out for fake videos, I said that is not a chariot, nigga. That is from Halo. I know that. That is the pelican from Halo. Who you think you fooling? Look at this poor background. It looks good. It's too crystal clear. But there's a few things that's in this video, and you might have missed it. There's a dead giveaway that this video is fake. That's the pelican from Halo. So you can't fool the spiritual man, because the Most High, here goes something else, man. That's a cutoff right there. But the spiritual man be able to see these things. But this, I want to show y'all this first, the fake stuff, before we get to the real videos. So don't be deceived at everything. And I know I got some Israelite people, even my own peers and brothers, man. They think I'm moving too fast, and I think they moving too slow. These Negroes is quiet. But let me show you something, how you can know videos like this are fake. All right. Watch for the editing. Watch for the editing. Now, this obviously is cut and paste. You know, it's really good. It's cut. It's clear. It's clear. But I want y'all to see something, okay? Pay attention to the, you know, not just the way it moves, but, you know, look at the background, all right? Look at the background, all right? All of it's just way too clear, but I want you all to see something. Wow, look at that pretty bright sun. It looks real, right? Okay, keep looking at the foreground. Now, do you see it down in the bottom corner? Boom, you see it? You might not be able to see it because it's little bars in the way, but in the bottom corner right here, it's literally like a smiling face basketball. All right. You see that? So whoever edited this video, they left in here, you know, like a little cartoony. Look, there's even a little cartoon sun back here in the background. The little CGI building isn't done over here in this area. So when I tell y'all, we've been looking at these things, we've been looking for these things, we've been looking at these chariots. We have, and we've been deciphering through the spirit of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which one of these videos are true, which one of these videos are not true. So we don't be deceived and just running around deceiving other people. You feel me? Let me show y'all one more, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, just one more, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna go back to the Starship Enterprise. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You know, so real quick, and I hope that y'all caught that. Now you might see, and this is what actually brought me to the video. This is what actually brought me to the video. All right, so now this one right here, it actually looks like it's some type of strange chariot, and you got the background, you got the lighting, you know. So this is one of the more recent ones. So if you look at it, you see how it's kind of obscure and all that stuff. Let me see if I can. I don't know. My bad. I'm trying to zoom my screen. I guess that's good enough. That's good enough. So it looks kind of obscure, but I just want y'all to keep watching it. This video is only about 1 minute and 3 seconds. Y'all know I can talk longer than 1 minute and 3 seconds. I'll keep you entertained long enough. So if you look at it, it looks obscure. It's strange. It's kind of back. And this is at like probably 2 weeks ago, something like that, when people's like, oh, it's drones. It's drones. Well, that's when these fake drone videos start to come out. So the point of saying that is to say this. These videos are professionally edited. Now, the military does have a way of operating. This is called psyops. All right. So there's more. That's one of the things I really do not respect about the whole military organization, because they're trained to be sneaky. They're trained to be deceitful. They're trained to be liars. They're trained to only tell you half of the information. They're trained to make you think what you want to think while they suppress the truth. That's lying. You're some daggone liars. So I have a trust issue when it comes to that department, because I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it, and I'm pretty sure that you have too. All right. So the government is actually being very transparent. All right. So the government is actually being very transparent. It just depends on how you're listening, if you're listening. So if you're listening, the government has not said that we know what these things are. Not Donald Trump. He didn't say that. He said the government knows what is going on. He said the government knows where these are coming from. If they were in a garage, such as the ocean, we could go in there. That's a blanket statement. And these Negroes are so dumb, deaf, and blind that they're not paying attention. And to me, that's scary. That's like jeopardizing playing with people's salvation. So let's get to this real quick. I'm gonna share this, and I want y'all to see one of my favorite pages. All right, all right. My computer's going slower, faster. Real quick, this song is fire. All right, The Boykins. I fell in love with a cowboy. That song is hard. All right, I would of course be the man in that song, but yeah, that song is amazing. So it's dope. All right, so I want to show y'all the fraudulent videos first. Okay, now let's go into some actual video. Okay, check this out. This is a race to avoid government shutdown. All right, where's all my brothers and sisters that know about politics? We're racing to avoid a government shutdown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that slavery? What? All right. All right. So this so-called holiday season truly is one that's being one for the records. It's truly one for the books. I've never heard of any of these things that's being presented in front of us in this lifetime. I'm a young man. At least I think I'm young. I think I'm young. And the stuff that we're hearing is unprecedented. They're enforcing slavery. Are you all hearing this? So in case you all don't know, oh my goodness. Let's get to this real quick. I want to show you all some of these clips. All right. There's scriptures for days that goes along with this. These are actual sightings, actual images, actual photos. Now, if somebody says, oh, that's blurry, oh, that looks kind of sketchy. Well, the problem with it is that there should not be, by our thought standards, lights in the sky at this level. There should not be. Oh, you didn't hear? You didn't hear? Oh, did I play a video and it didn't get heard? I may have missed something, so I apologize. Just let me know and I'll try to fix it. All right. I want you all to look at these. Some of these are images, some of these are videos, and the problem is that it's not an isolated incident. What we are seeing, I will repeat again, is a global incident. Every government on the planet is now reporting what they are calling fleets. They're calling these things fleets. Well, I'm calling them chariots. Fleet etymology. I want to see what the definition of the word fleet actually is, which we know if you see a fleet of cars, that's a lot of cars. If you see, a fleet, it's a lot, right? So let's go to this page real quick, and I'm gonna pause this because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoy this. I enjoy this because Yahweh God Almighty is showing something that we've never seen. A fleet. This is what they're calling these. This is what the government is not saying. Stop it, you Negroes. What's wrong with y'all? You who is blind and deaf but his servant? Israel. You need who got the I know why I was quiet. Why is you Negroes quiet? Old English. Float. A ship, a raft, floating vessel. Also collectively means sea travel. Boats generally. Floatien, to float, to swim. Flutien, source also of Old Saxon, flioten, Old Frisian, fleta, of Norse, Frisia, of Old High German, Fliosian, of Middle Dutch, wind, to flow. I just love that. What a sense of naval force, a group of ships under one command. Oh my God! Here's the problem. The government is so sneaky, and I learned this from talking to government people. They are so sneaky. They will tell you what you are looking at and just use words you don't understand. If they're calling these things fleets, don't y'all think that they understand that this fleet has a commander? I've already read a Second Ezra chapter 13. Second Ezra chapter 13 talks about the commander. That's the army and the general of these fleets and the thousands of the chariots of heaven. Yahushai. In case you all didn't know, Yahushai, Christ, who the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus. We didn't know his name was Hebrew. And we knew him by the name we knew him by, and we called him by that. And he healed us. All right. So I don't mock people for calling on Jesus. I just, I try to teach them, okay, kind. And it's a slow process sometimes a quick process. So the point is, these governments know that our commander in chief, Yahushai, who is the host, who is the commander of the host of the army of the Lord. They're saying that, listen, look at this. The sense of a naval force, the group of ships under one command. This isn't a new phrase. Floating ships, the government says that these things are not nefarious. Let's do this real quick, all right? All right, I don't know how to spell nefarious. All right, but we're going to try it real quick. I'll probably put nefarious. And they're going to be like, you looking for nefarious? Yeah, yes, that's what we're looking for. Thank you. Thank you, GPS. All right, my Gentile personal servant. Thank you very much, my Gentile personal servant. So, in case you haven't heard, the president said that these things are not nefarious. If you all haven't been paying attention, look at this page. Look, Brooklyn Drone Patrol. They have drone watch. It's constant. It's not going away. All right, dang, I'm so sorry. There was a mass shooting in Baltimore. Come on, man. President Biden's speech on drones. Now, we went over this real quick. I'm going to try to find the shortest video possible. I don't want to do this again. I pretty much know where the cue is. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to skip all that fluff. They doing that for views. And then, of course, after they talk about president, look. I mean, it doesn't matter. The conversation is everywhere. So it's only blind, deaf, dumb, those who are not speaking about it. But why not, family? Y'all can't say you've ever seen nobody on this planet can tell me that we've ever been through what we're going through right now from the time of Adam and Eve? Yes, there have been ups and downs and influxes of, people citing these chariots. There's all kind of pictures. We have libraries that's been written about them. But in 2 weeks to see 66,000 across just America alone, and that number has increased since then. That's just the last number I know reported. Let's see what President of the United States had to say. I love this video, man. They did him up so good, man. They got that man. That ain't even Biden. They got a skin mask on an actor. All right, let's go back and see what he says a little bit. They got one of them expensive Chinese skin masks. You feel me? Well, all right. Okay, so first thing that President Biden says is it's nothing nefarious, apparently. Now, here's the problem with this, and I said this the other night. The government does not walk around using terms from the Roman Catholic Church. The government used military and strategic terms primarily. You can say whatever you want to, probably, however you want to talk. But you have never heard the government or the president throughout any time frame, you've never heard the president of the United States say the things that are floating in our sky are not nefarious, apparently. But they're checking it all out. This man didn't tell y'all nothing. The one thing that he did say, that these things are not nefarious. So in order for President Biden to know that they're not nefarious, he has to understand what they are. See, the problem with that also is a few months back, before all of this kicked off, his enemy / co-worker, friend, peer, I was about to say Rasputin, President Putin. Do y'all remember he pulled out the black book that was gold, and it had all black Jesus, David, Solomon, Paul, Mary. It had the disciples, and everybody looked like me. Do y'all remember that? A while back, the book was made out of gold. They had on white gloves and hazmat suits. And then after that, the President Putin said, this is what we'll be worshiping. See, all of that started at the beginning of this kickoff. So the presidents know the Bible. What's wrong with you Negroes? Your grandmama know the Bible. See, the difference is President Putin has a lot to lose by knowing that Hitler says America has God's jewels. And World War III would kick off when it's known. So Putin has something to lose. The world powers have something to lose, knowing the East Indian Vedas and the writings of the elder cultures that talked about a coming again God. So when President Biden says that it's not nefarious, the phrase nefarious means he's saying it's not wicked and extreme. What President Biden says is, we know they're there. They're not abominable and they're not impious. Do you know what impious means? Let me show you what impious means. The word impious can be found all throughout Hebrew text. It can be found all throughout Catholic text. It can be found all throughout Arabic text. The word impious, irreligious, lacking reverence of God, impious, without reverence, irreverent, wicked, undoubtful, unpatriotic, from assimilated from root in, not opposite of, impiousness. So what he's saying is that these things are not unclean. These things are not unholy. These things are not evil. In order for him to know these terminologies, nefarious. See, people on earth are abominable. And the Lord is not abominable. If you want to give credit to aliens, that's you. If you want to give credit to Project Bluebeam, you have to explain how are these things not only physically tangible, how do they come into contact with water? If this is Project Bluebeam, how do they make splashes when they go in the water? If this is a drone, how do drones operate in water for hours at a time? How are they not falling out of the sky? Your answers don't make sense because your answers eliminate God. That's why their answers don't make sense. I don't know why Mashra Yashal and especially GMS with their beautiful artwork. You Negroes can get on here and cuss me out all day, but ain't got nothing to say right now. That's so weird to me. I don't get it. So we should be blowing the trumpet. We should be sounding the shofar. It's we're not only in the time frame of the Shabbat, but we're in the time frame of holy convocations. All right. Let's switch back to this video real quick. All right, let's see what we got over here. This I really like this page, this video, because it's literally just clips of the irregular. It's not clips of what the government is attempting to show. You know, of course, you know, say, what do we got? We got the helicopter. Okay, we see that. That's the helicopter. But what is that? Why is there a flying metal circular object, a metal donut hole flying? Why is there a metal donut hole? What does that? What did I do? Did I hit a commercial? What did I do? Oh, I'm not signed in. My bad. Oops. You know, we got premium around here, baby. YouTube premium. Yeah, now that. You know, no commercials. So there should not be red glowing lights in the sky. All right. This is a part of what we're having an issue with processing, is that our eyes have never seen these things before. See, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. I have a problem with this because now that the time frame has come that nimbuses are not only in the clouds, they're outside of the clouds. Not only is my government officially silent on it, and even if they say we ain't silent, I'm sorry, is that a wheel within a wheel? I'm sorry. Is that a glowing orb? I'm sorry. My mind can't make it out. It looks like a sphere with, I don't know how to, what is that? I don't know how to make it out. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of, let's see something real quick. UFO, UK, London airport, orb sphere, shut down airport, 2024. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go straight to videos. Here we go. This is it. This is the actual video. This is the Munster Airport. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and accept because, you know, I don't have a feeling about it. Manchester Airport orb, definitely UFO, as expert says. Aliens are monitoring airbase. So I don't know how to tell. I can't stand how Negroes are so blind. Here's the actual video. This is the photo right here. Now, this photo wasn't taken by a namby-pamby, okay? Social media is alive with speculation following alleged UFO sighting in Manchester. Well, since the time that this has happened, it's been this video was the major kickoff. This video right here was the major kickoff before New Jersey got popular. All right? Before New Jersey got popular, this event happened, okay? So let's see. So British ufologists and filmmakers say the footage of an orb at Manchester Airport is definitely a UFO. Now, for unidentified flying object is the same thing as a chariot. See, we call them chariots because they're the vehicles of the Most High that are documented in the Bible. But they're unidentifiable because you can't tell what it is outside from just saying it's a sphere and we don't know how it moves like that. All right. So it's been verified. Okay. So the actual pilot took this photo from inside of his cockpit. The pilot took that photo and said, Roger 23149er, we got a basketball. Yeah, it's about the size of a Volkswagen. Yeah, yeah. No, it's on the runway. Up, you know what? Never mind. It just took off up in the air. You know what? Never mind, guys. So that's literally what happened. This thing, this chariot comes down. I'm gonna see if I can get a decent video. that's not going to try to give us too much filth, flam, fliff. All right, this looks like a decent video, and I'm familiar with this scenery. Okay, I'm familiar with this scenery. I want to see what he says about it though. All right, now again, why are we watching this? So you can be up to date on what's going on. All right. Again, there was a video that gave a report that said one of these chariots was the size of a city. Let's see what he's talking about. All right, you said no sound. All right, I just seen this. It said no sound. All right. So still no sound? There's no sound? Put a 3 in the room if there's no sound. If there's no sound, that means that my the audio is getting cut. All right. So put a 3 in the room if there's no sound. If there's no sound and you can just see the chariots, then that's fine. Because that's the main thing, you know. Okay, so since there's no sound, that's good. You want to let me know. That means that lets me know that they cut the sound. That's fine. So we'll be paying attention to. So that means for me, I can mute the sound here. I don't need to hear it. So this is actually here. Y'all see that orb? Now it looks really small, but it's huge in the sky. This is the pilot. The pilot is sitting in his passenger seat. And while he's sitting in his passenger seat, he calls in Roger Echo 319er. I have a large flying orb. And guess what the airport does? They say, okay, stay right there. And they shut down the airport. This is the actual sphere landing. It's not touching the ground. It's the size of a car. Now, when this actually is brought up into high definition, this isn't just a perfect sphere. It's a perfect sphere that has a shape. So I don't know if you can see it, but I could draw this. So it's a sphere, but here's a ridge that goes around and then it comes around again. It's kind of like a hand gripping a ball. If you can see it like that, that's really what it looks like. If you can see it, it's really like a hand gripping a ball. So this thing is real. This isn't CGI, y'all. So we've heard the songs, you know, here go one. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. I guess people thought that it wasn't either going to happen or, excuse me, or that our grandparents was just singing about chariots. But when I learned that we was to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that these chariots was in the Bible, it blew my mind. I didn't have a second guess doubt or thought about what I wanted to do next. What I wanted to do was see this day. But I wanted to make sure, hopefully, I seen this day on the good side. So with that being said, this is now what we're looking at. Okay. It's not slowing down. It's not increasing. The influx is getting so random that people just don't know what to say. They don't know what to say, but just to keep reporting. When I ask people, what, what do you say? What are your thoughts? I understand I'm not having something to say, but I don't understand. You don't have nothing, brother. My brother, you're an experienced man in this Bible. My brother, you are the man. You're the man. I want y'all to look at this, okay? I want y'all to look at this, and you won't be able to hear the support, okay? All right. Now check this out. Coming soon to a city near you, this is what's happening. All right. I don't know how to, what did he say? 100, 150 feet, 60 feet, that this is the real deal. And I think it's just because, again, we're not seeing, but when are you going to look? Are you ready for this day? When you come outside your door and there's a huge mechanical device over your house, will you be low ducking and running? Or will you just be like, oh man, that's what's up. I'm going to go back in the house and play Madden. I'm going to go back in the house and play sports. I don't know what else to call this. It's obviously not nefarious, which means if it's not nefarious, it must be holy. You see where we're going with this? So the government knows what they're saying and knows what they're calling it. They have all of the information of what these things, of their tracking of their motions, not to say they know what they are, but they have the tracking of their motions, and then they lose their motions. Now, there's a condition that happens whenever planes and some items are in the sky, they're moving very fast. It's actually called the parallax. It's called the parallax condition or whatever. Maybe you smart, super smart military people can speak up and give some answers eventually, maybe one day. I'm hoping my government will speak up sooner than later. All right. So one of the problems that we're seeing, that we're having, is that people are believing just because they see an airplane standing still, that the airplane actually is standing still. But that's not the case. Sometimes we're moving one direction and the airplane in the car and the airplane's moving the other direction. And sometimes it might seem like the airplane is standing still because of the way that the motion is going. Well, that's a real thing that's happening. That's called parallax. But that's not what's going on with these vessels. These vessels are doing impossible maneuvers. The only government defense that America is offering, outside from telling everybody, don't shoot these things down, the only solution that the government is offering people is to tell people, we're going to try to listen out for these things. That's all they're saying. We're making listening devices. Let me let y'all know, this is the date, 15 hours ago, volcano eruption, volcano Mount Thins, November the 21st, 2024. Colossal underwater volcano near Morena Trench, deepest point on Earth. I'm sorry, the what point on Earth? I'm sorry, the deepest point on Earth. I'm sorry, the deepest point on Earth. Let's see what happened. You won't be able to hear it. Now, we have a colossal underwater volcano. Now, this is the deepest point on Earth. Booyah! You see that? Scared the mess out of the people. Well, all of a sudden, a volcano, see, the Most High's got a sense of humor. We think of volcanoes above ground. He's popping off volcanoes at the deepest part of the earth. There's no escaping that. There's no escaping that. He's popping the cork from the bottom. Chariots are coming from the ocean. And now volcanoes are popping from the deepest part of the earth, while squirrels are eating spined animals, flesh, blood, heart, lungs. Also, birds are flying in terrifying migrations. These aren't coincidences, and these aren't small things. This is happening. So now we have discolored water. All right. So Northern America. Oh, aviation color codes of the yellow. Yeah. So it looks like this eruption is signaling something more dramatic to come. It's a dramatic events happening. All right, I see mountain. All right, suppressing a mountain, covering volcano that rises to the depths of the ocean in northern Ariana Island. It's situated about 18 kilometers, 11 miles southeast of Elong of the Baharas, Morocco. It's an undersea giant. 246 feet underground giant volcano just erupted at the same time that the chariots came out, at the same time that the squirrels started eating people. You know what? I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. And I just wanted my family to all be together, man. I wanted to have pitney, a litany of children. So I pray we still can. Not too interested. Women. So. But children being together, and I look at all the time that people wasted. I look at all the spite and the anger and the hatred and the, and the separation of family, and now the chariots of God are here. I look at all the arguing, the bickering, the stealing. You feel me? I ain't gonna stunt. I wanted to populate. I wanted to be Kwame. And because I think my views weren't shared, I know that I was publicly slandered by friends and family. You know, but I don't think that anywhere in there I wanted to do anything bad or take from anybody. And I think a part of that process, I believe that everybody believes like I do. I think that I'm delusional. I believe that I have delusions of grandeur. I believe that I'm mentally out of touch. I'm insane because I believe something that a book says that other people just obviously blatantly don't. And I think I believe it to the degree to where I'm out of touch with reality. I am psychotic for this Bible and for the Lord God. So when we see these events happening and people not putting them in the forefront precedence of it being an urgency or an emergency, that's a problem. All right. For me, it is because, you know, we're told that there's death coming, there's a sword coming, that there's a judgment coming. See, the Bible says that he will send for fishers and they shall fish for them. Then he shall send for hunters and they will hunt for them. This is a very, very scary thing. We are looking at a wheel within a wheel. And it's in real life. So, of course, I know you all can see that. If I could, can I zoom in? I can't zoom in. I know that you all can see that. It is a large wheel, and there are large wheels rotating all around it in different directions, just like a gyroscope. I am not retarded. I know what I'm looking at. So my government is not telling me anything, and Mashra Yashar Allah is being so silent. I'm considering, is there any way to hear the video as yes, there is. I'll do a separate video, and on a separate video, I'll use the audio to where you'll actually be able to hear. But what I'll also do for your personal study is I'm going to put this link in here. But this is what I want to ask y'all to do too. Stop waiting. Stop waiting because it's happening too quick. Don't wait any longer. All right. You all have to change your algorithm on your computer. All right. Change your algorithm, get into this information, and really start seeing what we're looking at. So I'm going to share this link also. All right. Every link that we looked at, I ain't gonna say every, but the links that we looked at, I'm going to share. All right. Let's go back down to a couple of them. This guy is named James Lefleur. All right, James Lefleur. Right now, the Light of Zion is having Shabbat class. All right, so make sure you all visit the Light of Zion, visit into their synagogue. They're excellent. We're going to check out this video real quick because this video is one of the coldest, in my personal opinion, on not only exposing that the government is not being as transparent as they could be, but it's also an excellent video to show that that the I apologize, that the world knows what's going on, but and they're claiming it, but Israelites are pretending, I don't know, they're being Gentiles. I don't know. So I'm going to do a separate video because in this video, you have to hear the audio. Now, this video is 1 hour and 11 minutes. And I know some of you have watched, TV shows that were 45 minutes back to back. I know I have. But I don't want to watch I don't want to watch 1 hour of it. I only want to watch, this is the most replayed part of this video, of this section. And the reason being is because these two very brilliant scientists, they are in charge of doing their work with drones, like very professional drones. So they actually work for the government. So when people say, oh, well, no, the government will put information out there for you to disbelieve, that's true. The government does do that. But at some point in time, you have people that are like, wait a minute, they're called whistleblowers. And these whistleblowers are telling the truth. So these guys are no namby-pambies. They do the big boy work, all right? And they get into the question asking, they get into the explaining. Now, they're not explaining the chariots, but these dudes are 2 steps away of saying Jesus is coming back. Don't both of these dudes look like they look like they was both raised in the Appalachian Mountains, and they was a part of an apostolic church that made you bite snakes. They look like they was super devout Christians, don't they? Yeah. I mean, nothing against my Appalachian Mountain snake biter, Christians, but these two dudes look like they're devoted. These two dudes look like they did their Mormon mission and then they went and got good jobs. I'm gonna tell y'all, I listened to this interview already, and these fellas are just one step away of saying it's God. And I'm gonna tell you how, because what they did was they did the process of elimination. They said it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, and we're hoping that it's this one thing that's or we're hoping that it's not. So everybody's starting to lean towards it, and I'm so amazed how people are afraid. They're too chicken to say Yahweh, God, rapture, last days. They're too afraid. There's been oh my God, how did I miss that? Oh, I didn't miss it, but I don't know. It just happened so quick. Y'all forgot about the trumpets, the strange sounds that was going on in the sky for these years that people weren't paying attention to, but we knew about. So these are all real events. I don't know how to be a regular, relatable person because I can't relate to you if you can't relate to current events in the Bible. If your mind is on Christmas trees and you know what I'm saying, the pagan Gentile stuff, sorry, I can't relate to you. We friends on the outside and all the other stuff, but when it comes to this specific thing right here, I'm putting God first. What happened to Yahweh I'll call? What happened to Yahweh over everything? If it's Yahweh over everything, shouldn't we be Ezekiel 33 warning the people? Shouldn't we be blowing the trumpets? I'm going to yield the floor right here because I need to be able to come back and present some stuff with some audio sound. All right. So here's the link right here for the videos. All right. I pray that helps you. All right. And here are, here's the link for, some of these things are so cool because you'll go to the clickbait and it will look like it's not informative. You're like, oh man, this is bad. But when you go to CNN, and CNN is constantly telling you this. I'm trying to find all the ones. These are all from my personal list. I keep saying my. This is my Facebook. This is my YouTube. These are from my personal list from what I've been researching lately. Big shout out to the homie Enon, E37, Mahark in the building. All right. There's the volcano. All right. Now, oh man, this is terrible, man. This guy, he does a real great job. All right, I'm going to yield the floor because if I play any other videos, then the sound won't come through. All right. So I think that'll be it for now. All right. All right. This guy, I got to keep it 1200 with you. This dude right here, he has a very effeminate voice, and that kind of bothers me. But we can't do nothing about that. It might, I had to get past my personal judgment. And I know, but he is up to date with what's really going on. This dude's videos are ridiculous because he's really trying to prove a point. He's trying to prove that, what we're seeing is not normal. And he's got very good videos. So I'm going to share his link too. All right. He also goes into so-called Christmas, which we got to read about the mother and her 7 sons. All right. That's just something that has to happen. So before the whole so-called Christmas, Saturnalia Jones, I will be reading about the mother and her 7 sons. And if you're not familiar, it's the Israelite woman whose family was murdered in the course of one day for not eating one piece of pork. And you have, Israelites all over, black people, African Americans, descendants of the slave. Those who are descendants of North American Indians are about to have a table full of abomination. Right now, their oven is stuffed with a huge pink abomination, a ham, a pig. And it's probably got pineapples and cherries and honey glaze, and it's disgusting. You can't put honey on a turd. You can't put honey on a doo-doo and eat it. That's exactly what the pig is. You can't put honey on the inside of a vacuum bag and say, look what I did for you. I took a vacuum bag and I washed it and I put honey all over it and pineapples and cherries, and I love you so much, I'm going to give you the worst animal God commanded us not to eat. That's about to happen all over the world. And at the same time, we're not considering that we're closer to Christ coming than ever. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. I'm not afraid to say I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong than to be too afraid to say Yahweh's judgment is coming closer than ever. The looking is looking like, what if the rapture was happening right now? What if your number was getting called for one of these? Is anybody sitting there? Any of y'all, you mean to tell me ain't none of y'all sitting there thinking, I hope I get picked up? None of y'all are thinking about that? None of y'all are thinking that possibly these could be the chariots of Yahweh, the mighty arm of the Most High, coming to gather his people before his destruction? You mean to tell me ain't none of y'all thinking that? Well, I apologize. I am a very bad teacher and a super poor elder for not putting that in your head. I have failed as being a father, a teacher, anything. Because I never made you consider that we could be looking at the coming of Christ. I was too busy wrapped up with my camp. I'm sorry. I want you all to see these things, know that these things are real. I want you to look at them for yourself. The next video I do talking about it prayerfully, YouTube and Facebook won't cut my sound out. I don't know why my sound gets cut out, but it happens. As long as we got the visuals, we got the word of Yahweh, we can see what it is. The scriptures are here all day. All right, so I'm going to tell y'all, I'm encourage y'all to read Ezekiel chapter 1, the wheel within the wheel. Go to every scripture that you know pertaining to the Lord coming back. All right, maybe it's time to read Revelation. Maybe it's time for people to get scared. Maybe we too lackadaisical. I mean, whatever it is, we're experiencing something we've never seen before in human history. And I'm demanding questions I'm demanding answers. Why is Mashiach Yasha'Allah silent? Why is LOZ silent? Why is the House of Redeemed Servants silent? Why is Army of Israel silent? Why is Light of Zion silent? Why is you name it? Why is Israel Now silent? Why is it? I'm naming off. Listen, why is every Israelite school, community, congregation, camp, synagogue, schism, who had problems with the white man, who had problems with the Africans, who had problems with either calling other Negroes wicked, have nothing to say with these I'm just too real to be fake, man.